Hello, welcome back to Core Finance. I'm Matt Brown. I'm joined by Eddie Tofpik, Head of FX at ADMISI. And we're going to look at three currency pairs. We had a look at these last week. The Mexican, Brazilian and the Indian Rupee. Starting off with the Brazilian Real. Where are we going from here?
Well,
interesting.
There was lots of opportunities for it to go higher, which was the X3 target. And there was a failure last week, a key reversal up, and it failed. And we have headed down since then. But we've now started to run in the area of support. Unless we manage to get below 320 fairly swiftly, a new low, then we're actually going to go potentially in the... I mean, look at it, it's a messy chart. There's lots of support and resistance bands. The most recent one is probably around about the 323.70 to 324.35. There's lots of these little band areas where there's resistance and support. So the pressure could be for it to go sideways. At the same time, we've got a lot of support underneath the market, sub 320, medium moving average, long moving average, the old head and shoulders neckline that caused the move up. All of that stuff is underneath the market. On the top side, we have a pretty big Fibonacci level at around about 327.26. Plus all the highs are getting lower. All of them are getting lower. So it could be, this could be going into the third state of markets, literally going sideways. There is a potential for a head and shoulders or double top pattern actually there, as I've pointed down, where it could go down to about 315. But it's not fulfilling that potential. It seems to be caught between two major areas of support and resistance, and it's wanging between the two of them at the moment. So at this particular point in time, yesterday's action is an example of what's going on. It's not sure. It's not sure to up or to down. But at this particular point, just watch this one.
One to watch, but neutral for the time being on this. Okay, moving on to the Mexican, maybe a bit clearer.
Well, I've always said that the dollar Mexican is a better indicator of the US economy and the US country, if you like, and the presidency than maybe even the dollar index. And at this particular point, the dollar is in ascendancy. It bounced off the long moving average. It's going higher. The first areas of resistance are going to be that middle tine of the shift pitchfork, and that's around about 1910. Then you start running into resistance all the way up to about just underneath 1940. But at this particular point, it looks dollar positive. The long moving average did exactly what it was supposed to do. It stopped the decline of the market. You've got the 50% for about 1840.66. That will be the change of trend. If this is all a false break on the upside, it's a complete waste of time, then you need to have consecutive closes under 1840, basically. And it's not looking that way. It's looking more likely we're going to have another attempt over 19 even, and try maybe potentially higher. And then we'll see what happens then. But this is dollar positive. It's seen as being the result of the tax and all the other things. This is actually the result of that.
It's the Donald Trump index, we're going to call it.
I don't think the Mexicans would like that very much.
No, very much so. Let's have a look at the Indian Rupee.
Interesting pattern. We are 3 steps down, 1 step up. We've got so much overhead resistance. You can see there the medium moving average, which is around about 64.54, 55 area. That's sort of like starting to hold the market down. And though it's a messy chart, you are looking to see as if it will travel along the shift pitchfork, which at the bottom end of it at the moment is just under 64.20. The middle tine is around about 64.70, and the long moving average, which is resistance, is 64.61. So a little bit of a 1 step up, try back down again. 2 or 3 steps down. So that's the sort of movement of yeah. And that's exactly what's going on at the moment. It hasn't formed a bottom. There is a load of support around 64 even area, but we're trading around about 64.60, so there's plenty of opportunity for it to try lower if it wishes to do that. If it really wants to go higher, you're going to need consecutive closes over 65.08. Need to have consecutive closes over 65.08.
Okay, another one to watch. Fantastic. In the meantime, Eddie Tofpik, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.